This rich guy, he brings maser that nobody knows about it. You can put signs in shul. He gave this, he gave that, he gave outside. Everybody says, wow, what a great guy this guy is. Look how he's giving all the time. But that's not what he's doing. He's doing it secretly. Nobody knows about it. Or, for example, somebody who's very poor and he finds a wallet full with money, a lot of money. Now, this is going to change his life. He can live for a few months from this money. But he's giving back. He's looking for the guy who lost it and give it back. Those are Lamed Vav Tzadikim. This is a greatness. When you fight your desire, when you do things that nobody knows about it, but they're the best things that you can do. You don't do them because of honor. You don't do them because you like it or you want it. You do it because you love God, because you love people. And this can be in each one of us, especially at that time, when we're all closed down, when we cannot move, we cannot do whatever we want to do. This is a time when we can see beautiful things. For example, this morning, I just saw a beautiful thing from somebody I know. They put an ad on the Facebook, they put a thing that who needs groceries and things for Shabbos should approach them and they're going to give him money to buy things for Shabbos if he needs it. People were skeptic, they thought it's a joke. But a few people approached them and suddenly they found in their account money to buy things for Shabbos. Unbelievable. This is Lamed Vav Tzadikim. This being a tzaddik. This is a sacrifice. This is the meaning when we're talking about Vayikra with a small aleph. When we're talking about being humble now and doing things to bring a sacrifice. Another interesting thing with Vayikra with a small aleph is, and this is very important to understand. When we read Vayikra without the aleph, is Vayikar. It's like by accident, mikre. Only when we put the aleph in, it's Vayikra. And by the way, aleph is alufo shel olam, it's God. In other words, a lot of times in life, we think that things are happening to naturally, there's nothing special, there's nothing, but everything that happens is from God. Unfortunately, we don't see the small aleph. We don't see God. We don't realize that Vayikra is God calling us from every corner, from everything that happens around us. But we think it's nature, it's normal, it's happened. And that's exactly what we are now today. Today, we're standing in a situation with this corona disease. And you think for a minute that this comes by accident, or this is nature. This means we don't see the aleph, but the aleph is there. It's God talking to us. It's God telling us, listen, there is a problem, I want you to fix it. It's not fighting the corona, it's fighting the reason for the corona to come to us. And the reason is because maybe we have a few problems, each one of us. And this is the time to be one of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim. Each one of us can do this. Each one of us can do a good deed. Like this couple I saw on the internet today. Or this poor guy who finds a wallet and he gives it back, though he needs the money. And the rich guy who donates money and gives with nobody knowing it. This is a sacrifice. And this is what we are asked to do now. To sacrifice from ourselves for the others. Though we sometimes insulated, but we can call people, we can talk with them, we can do good things. And hopefully, if we do the right things, in the right order, we will find that the corona vanishes, goes away. Because this sacrifice, which we are bringing, is in order to fix things. I want to end this shiur in another thing. Vayikra, the small aleph is. Skin Vayikra el Moshe. It's not written who is calling Moshe Rabbeinu. But Moshe Rabbeinu hears. Vaydaber Hashem elav me'ol moed lo. Why is Moshe Rabbeinu hearing it and others don't? Because here there's another interesting thing. We have to be listeners. We have to be humble and not to listen only to ourselves. To listen to others. And when you listen to others, you're starting to listen to the voice of God. You will hear the voice of God. This is exactly, again, the reason that for the small aleph. So, there's so many reasons for this small aleph. So many reasons to understand and realize that the basic of everything is humbleness. And from humbleness to you come to le've'ahavta le'reacha kamocha. And to understand that nothing is by accident. Everything is from God. And by the way, everything is for the best. Because God is only doing good things. So as we said, we see that Moshe Rabbeinu at the end of Sefer Shemot is not going in. And we see that in our book, the start is he is coming in. And the Torah is telling us about his humbleness and our also that we don't need nobody in order to talk to God. We can talk to God directly. We don't need nobody. Of course, having a blessing is a very nice thing. But we, each one of us, has got the power to connect directly to God. We just have to listen, to see the small aleph, to listen to God and see that God is talking to us. And God is talking to each one of us with everything that is happening around us. And another interesting thing, sometimes we think to ourselves, why is God going to talk with us? We are sinners. We did wrong things. How? We are ashamed to talk with God, as we said. And we have to understand, God loves us so much that he doesn't care what we've done. In order to understand this, we have to see that one of the interesting things that while Am Yisrael are doing this golden calf, they're still getting man from heaven. How is it? Because God loves us. He doesn't stop giving us, even if we are sinners. And in order to understand this, imagine to yourself, lehavdil elef alfei havdalot. If somebody comes and he spits on the face of the prime minister or the president or any other great guy in the face, and the next day, not only is being let, you can go home back, because in certain countries, if you do something like this, you go directly to jail in the good case. But here he goes home. But nevertheless, the next morning, the president himself knocking at his door and coming to him, and is not punishing him, he's giving him a present. How would a guy like this feel? Ashamed. Look what I've done. And he's coming to me and giving me a present? Unbelievable. Now, this is a human being. And let's see, it's very hard to believe that something like this can happen. But God, this is what God is doing all the time. We sin, and he still gives us all the time. So we should be ashamed if we don't take it into him ourselves. And sometimes, unfortunately, things happen, like now, in order to wake us up, to listen to God. So let us all see the small aleph and listen to God. And Bezrat Hashem, refuah shlema to all Am Yisrael. All the best.